Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my weekly rants where we talk about what's hot, what's not, and everything in between. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share this video with someone, and leave me some comments. I've been getting some great comments. And this was the genesis of this video, actually. I got a request from one of my lovely subscribers, shout out to Ariane, requested kind of a day in the life of my signing appointments. So that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. Right now, I'm getting ready for 2 appointments. I'm printing out documents for one. The documents are already printed. It is a husband and wife, and the husband is in one state. He's already signed. The documents were shipped to me direct from title, and I'm getting the wife's signatures on the other side. The wife is here in Elk Grove, California, where I'm located. So yeah, so let's just jump right in. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so you'll notice most all companies that I work with anyways require you to print out 2 sets of documents. One is going to be the original for you to send back to the title company, and the other one is going to be an unsigned copy that you leave with the borrowers. Okay, so right now I'm in the middle of printing out my second set of docs. I have the first set already printed out here. Okay, this will be my set that I'm gonna use, have the borrower sign and send back to title. And then I have copy number 2 printing out here. And this is just my little printing area, you guys. I have my printer I hook my laptop up to, and I have a dual tray printer, which you'll need, that can simultaneously print letter and legal documents, okay? And that is a must in this industry because you have to be able to print documents on the correct size paper. Okay, so I always download my documents and open them in Adobe, okay? And let me show you all the printer settings. You always want to make sure that you're set to actual size, and this box is checked. Choose paper source by PDF page size, okay? And you want to make sure that your printer is set to that, to make sure. What that does is it allows the computer to automatically detect whether a page is letter size or legal size, and that is vital. If you do not have your documents printed on the correct size paper, it can ruin an entire package. The whole package can be rejected and will need to be re-signed, redrawn, and re-signed. So you have to, as a signing agent, you have to have a printer that has 2 trays, one for legal, one for letter, and you want to make sure that that setting is set to automatically detect that, and that it's on choose paper source by PDF size. That way that it'll know what size that PDF is and what size it needs to print out. So you guys, I have both my loan docs set printed out, and I'll show you what I do next. All right, peace. Hold on 1 second. Before I move on, I'm sorry, I wanted to give you guys a better view of my printer. So I have the Brother printer, and I have this model number. People ask that a lot. This printer was about $300, and like I said, it has 2 trays. My letter is in here, my legal size is in here. 2 trays. Okay, I don't have the most ideal setup, but it works for me. I stack paper over here to kind of refill my printer. It's kind of like a little jury rig setup. And I just bring my laptop over here and set it up and print out documents. I'll show you guys my little office setup. My office setup is actually over here, and I already have, this is my work printer down here for my 9 to 5, because I also work from home full time. So this is my office setup for my 9 to 5, and I didn't put the printer over here because it just really wasn't much room for it, you know. At some point, I'm thinking about moving my office upstairs. into our guest room, but that's a whole other topic. So that's why I have the printer for my notary work over in the corner. And I'll just pan over so you guys can see. It doesn't, I mean, because I have my laptop over there, it kind of sticks out, but generally you can't really see it. You know, I kind of have it hidden, and I just come over here to print out docs when I need to. You know, it's kind of hidden over here. Okay, so today is what I would consider to be like a perfect world scenario, meaning it's, gosh, I took my watch off. What time is it? Okay, it's 3:26. My first appointment is until 5:45. So when I say perfect world scenario, that means that I have plenty of time to prep documents and be on time for my first appointment, which is like 10 minutes from my house. So I have a lot of time. That's a perfect world scenario for me. There, as you know, or you may not know, those of you who are new to this industry, but loan signing, there's a lot of things that can come up last minute that will change last minute. You have to be flexible and you have to go with the flow. So for me, this is a perfect world scenario, meaning all my documents are available and printed and ready to go, and I still have like 2 hours before I need to hit my appointments. So that is a perfect world scenario. There are situations sometimes where documents might not be ready up until, you know, a few minutes before your appointment, or there are times when I'm signing at the title office and I'm walking into a signing and the documents are, you know, are there just, and it's time for the signing. The signers are there, the documents are there, meaning I have not got a chance to look through the documents. I don't know what I'm walking into. But a lot of times, you know, as time goes on, you learn what's in a purchase package. You learn what's in a refi package. You learn what's in a seller package. So although different banks have slight variations, they're pretty similar. So at this point in my career as a signing agent, I'm comfortable if I do have to walk into a signing and just sit down and start signing. I wouldn't be intimidated by that. Now, when I first started, like my first month or so, I would be highly intimidated. I would avoid appointments that will require that. I would only take appointments that gave me time to prep. Now, I prefer time to prep, but if I don't have time to prep, I'm perfectly fine with that as well. So this is the package that came to me in the mail from a title company that I work with. And the husband, I'm not going to show you guys the document since it has sensitive information on there, but these documents have already been signed by the husband. I'm getting the wife's signature. So I'm going to prep this package first because it's my first appointment. I just kind of go in time and date order. And not a whole lot to show you guys here. What I do in my prep process is I go through every single page. So it won't be, when I go to my appointment, that won't be my first time seeing the page. I don't know, for me, it just helps me move faster. I also, at this point, take the time to read all instructions that might be included with the package. A lot of times, title company will send you instructions on what color pen, what color ink they want to use. If there's funds due, they're going to give you specific information regarding how they want the funds collected. A cashier's check, does it need to be wired? If so, there's wire instructions. It might be information on, I don't know, how many forms of ID required. There's just usually information included in the package. And this is the time where I sit and I read everything. I go through each page. I also will sign things in the package that require my signature to get that out of the way. There's been a lot of controversy on notarizing stuff ahead of time, so I kind of stay away from that. But I will like sign my name or date things that I can within the legal realms. But if there's anything that legally needs to be stamped and signed in front of the signer, I'll wait to the appointment to do that. But at this time, when I prep, I try to do as much as I can to get as much as I can done to save me time in the appointment. I also take this time and I pre-fill my notary journal. So I fill everything out before the appointments. This is if I have time. This is in a perfect world. There's times where I don't have time to do this, and if I don't, I don't. I just have to do it during the appointment or after the appointment. But I'll go ahead and fill everything in. I'll fill in the document type, the date, my address, the type of document that I'm going to be notarizing, whether it's an acknowledgement or a jurat. And the only thing I leave is for the signers to sign their name and give me the right thumbprint. So when I go to the appointment, I'm like, hey, I just need a signature and a right thumbprint anywhere you see your name printed. Sign first, then give me right thumbprints. We're done. So I like to do this during my preparation process. Yeah, get that out of the way. So anyways, I'm going to start going through these documents, you guys. And like I said, it's not much to show you here. So I'm just probably going to go through and come back if there's anything that I feel that'll be useful. Okay, so I'll be back. So this is an example of a form that I'll sign now ahead of time. This is just a checklist. And a lot of times the title company or the banks might have a checklist just telling you what they need from you and asking you to check it off to make sure that's done and your signature at the bottom. So there's something, these little checklists I usually do ahead of time to save time. Okay, so here's another thing that I do during the preparation process. So again, these documents originate in the state of Alabama. So they have these useless, which is useless to me, acknowledgments that would be acceptable in the state of Alabama. They're not acceptable for the state of California. So I just kind of have to disregard these. And this is where I pull out my acknowledgments or jurats, whichever is applicable. And I attach them to the package. So I've had somebody ask me this question before. They say, oh, the ones that are included in the package, do you fill those out and attach yours? And it's like, no, they don't. They're not going to work for California. So I don't even bother with these. Like, I don't fill these out. I just leave them there in the package, and then I insert my handy dandy California acknowledgement or jurat, whichever one is applicable for the situation. And you'll know that by reading it. This is an acknowledgement for, like I said, the state of Alabama. So I'm going to pull out an acknowledgement for California and replace it in my package. Also, if I don't have time to prep documents, I always have at least 20 copies of acknowledgments and jurats in my notary briefcase. So if I need to do it on the spot, I always have them with me. And this is where I go ahead and start writing in my journal. I kind of do it as I go. This is how I do it. But again, you know, everybody has their own flow. So you might, you know, over time find out what works for you. But as I see that there are notarizations in a package, I go ahead and start filling them out in my journal as I go along. So this is what I mean by you have to go with the flow. Going through the set of documents that were mailed to me that has one spouse in Alabama and the other spouse here. I start going through the documents and I noticed the previous notary who did the signing for the husband decided to cross out the wife's name on all the signature lines. Now, for the life of me, I can't figure out what in the hell is going on in the notary's mind where they would think to do that. Like, if you have a split package and one spouse is signing on one end and the other spouse is signing on the other, you just leave it alone. Like, why would you line through it? So, anyways, call the title company, let them know, hey, the signer that I have on my end, her name is crossed out on all of the documents. So they were like horrified, you know, and said, you know, I'm sorry, they emailed it to me. I'm printing them out now. And I, you know, did have to charge them a print fee because my initial rate, I charged them my rate minus the print fee. So I had to have them throw in another $50. And I'm going to say this. This is my first time working with this title company. And it's questionable. Some people would argue, should you charge them the extra? Should you not? I I went ahead and charged them. Sometimes it's like a relationship builder. I've been told that, hey, hey, I won't charge you for this, and, maybe just send me more business. But I don't know. Right now, I'm like, nope, this is my fee. $150 if I have to print. If I didn't have to print, it was going to be $100. So I'm going to have to go with my full fee at $150 because I now don't have the print docs. Sorry. I don't know. So you guys can go either way on that. I will say this, if it was for, I have a very, very consistent escrow officer that I work with that sends me a lot of business. For her, stuff like that, I would not charge. I'll just be like, whatever, but this is my first time working with them. For me not to charge them with the hopes of them giving me more business, no, I'm not doing it. Sorry. But hey, up to you. Decide what works for you, and I think each scenario is different also. So case by case, Anytime I'm working with a direct client, I always include a little thank you, at minimum a thank you card. I get these from the Dollar Tree, you guys. So little thank you cards, and I put my business cards in them. And I always write like something, like a little nice handwritten note. This is blank, but the one I just put in her package, I wrote a nice little note to her, just thanking her for her business, and don't hesitate to contact me for any future signings. And a thank you goes a long way. I'm really grateful for all the business that I get, and I try my best to express that. So thank you cards to all my direct clients at minimum. And then, every now and then I'll go a little further and get them a little Starbucks card, or something on that line during holidays. Might, get them a little gift or what have you. But gratitude is a huge, I would just say a huge thing to just incorporate in your life, period. Is, business is part of that. So don't forget to say thank you. Okay, guys, so my docs are prepped and ready to go. This is my first appointment. This is my second appointment. Everything is good to go. In my notary bag, I have my notary journal. I have plenty of pens. I have my stamp. I have my ink for my thumbprints. I have extra acknowledgments and jurats in here. I have everything I need to be successful. Blue and black pens, everything. So I'm ready to go, you guys. One of the companies I'm working with requires no package required for the signer. So I didn't have to print out anything additional. And that signer is only 10 minutes away from me. Those are my favorites. The second one, pretty common, had to print out two packages, one to leave with the borrower and one to send back. I would say that's pretty common. I only have one consistent client, which is First American Title, who they're going, they're trying to save paper, so they don't require you to print a set of documents for the signer, which I love, love, love. But hey, so I'm ready to go. I'm getting ready to freshen up. I like to, I've been working all day, so I like to kind of freshen up a little bit to make myself look presentable for my evening of signings. So here goes. Okay, you guys, so I'm at my first appointment, which is 5:45. It's 5:35 now, so I always like to get to my appointments a little early. And I wanted to mention something that comes up a lot and speaks to, like I said, just kind of going with the flow. So like I said, I have two signings this evening, right? One before I tell you guys, this is another reason why I say always read the directions that are given to you by the title company. They're extremely important, and every company does things differently. So one of the signings I'm taking care of, they want the documents shipped back in a cardboard envelope. Okay, they say if you don't use the cardboard envelope, we're going to deduct $25 from your fee. The other company I work with all the time, they hate the cardboard envelope. They say if you use a cardboard envelope, we're going to get deduct $25 from your fee. They only like the plastic envelopes. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of little nuances to this business, and so you have to pay attention. You have to be detail oriented. You have to read everything. Don't get too comfortable, especially if you've been working with the business for what seems like quite some time. You get comfortable doing things one way. You never know. Sometimes they change. Things, policies, procedures change all the time. So always read all the instructions. I thought that was really important to point out. And this is something that I always find in the course of prepping my documents, because part of prepping the documents is reading all of the instructions. And the instructions for two companies that I'm dealing with tonight are complete polar opposites. So pay attention to the details. The devil is in the details. All right, you guys. So heading into my first appointment, I'll come back and let you know how everything went before I head to my next appointment. All right, peace. So the signing went extremely well, you guys. It literally took me 5 minutes to complete this signing, because it was only a one-sided signing for a spouse who's not on the mortgage. So literally, and she was just like, let me hurry up and sign because I gotta go. It took me 5 minutes, you guys. I just made $150 in 5 minutes. Now granted, that's not typical, but I will lie if I was saying I did not love signings like this, okay? So I'm getting ready to actually head to UPS to get these dropped off, and then I'm going to go to my next signing. I like to drop off documents as soon as I possibly can. I like to get them out of my possession quickly. But I did check over everything to make sure we didn't miss anything, and I usually check one more time through everything to make sure I didn't miss anything before I relinquish them to shipping. Yeah, that's always best. So yeah, on to the next one. Okay, you guys, so documents have been dropped for my first signing at UPS, and I just have to say this: I prefer FedEx. FedEx is my favorite shipping company for a couple reasons. My local FedEx store is open to 11 p.m. and they just seem to get things to the destination faster. I don't know, both when you work with companies, some use FedEx, some use UPS, but the ones that use the UPS Express Overnight, it just seems like UPS doesn't have as many pickup times. Like they only do pickups once a day, it seems like. In the FedEx store, it seems like they do them more than once a day. So anyways, that's just my personal preference. I will say always drop your documents off at an official UPS or FedEx store. Do not go to like a mailbox, etc. store that does UPS and FedEx drop-offs. Don't use those. They just, in my experience so far, have been a little bit less reliable. Go right to UPS and FedEx. Google your closest one, whatever one is closest to you, and do your drop-offs there. Always get a receipt. As soon as you get the receipt, take a picture of it and send it to whoever gave you the job. That's what I always do, and it's never failed me. All right, so on to my next appointment. I'm actually going to be early for my next appointment, which I'm happy about because it wasn't scheduled till 8 o'clock, but the borrower told me that I'm free to come early. So guess what? Since my other signing didn't take that long, I'm going to go early. Get everything done early, get home early. Yes, I'm here for it, okay? Also want to tell you guys that I'm trying to reach a goal, which is I'm trying to do $1,000 week, this will be my first $1,000 week. I claim it. I know I could do it. Last month I made $1,500, and so this month I'm challenging myself to do $1,000 in 1 week, and so far it's doing great because today alone is let me do the math real quick, $250 day. So I think I could do it. It's only Monday. I think I could do $1,000 this week, you guys. I am going to do $1,000 this week, and I can't wait to come back and report that to you. So stay tuned, headed to my next signing. Okay, you guys, so finished my last signing in the evening. Oh, it went a little longer than I would have liked, but I guess it made up for the really short one I had earlier. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. This one was a VA. Let me turn on my light. This one was a VA loan, and that's not really what makes it longer. I'm kind of used to the VA loans right now. It's not that much more paperwork, but it had like 3 of those freaking statement of information forms in it that the borrower has to fill out, and those just take a long time because they're asking for a lot of pertinent information they have to think about, and there was 3 of those in there. I don't know what was up with that. But anyways, on my way home, I did have one little hiccup. This particular title company didn't specify if they wanted blue or black ink, but I always default to blue, and the signer, I forgot to tell him to use my blue pens that I had, and he started signing in black. So I kind of have a mismatch with some of the stuff that I started pre-filling, for myself, so I have to go back and do it over in black, but whatever. I'm done for the evening. This package does require scan backs, which are a serious pain in the butt, but whatever. I do them. I need, to be honest, I need a better scanner. I have like a really slow scanner. I showed you guys earlier my work office printer has a scanner on it, and I use that one. And I really need a better quality one, but I have not invested in one yet. So I'm headed home, and I usually go home and relax a little bit, especially if there's no urgency for the scan backs, which in this case there's not. Sometimes there's an urgency for them and you have to hurry up and get the scans to the title company. In this case it's not. So I'm gonna go home, relax, take a shower, and just get to those scans before I go to bed, and then I'll be dropping the documents off first thing in the morning at FedEx. So be back to show you guys that process. Stay tuned for more of the day in the life of a signing. All right, peace. So hey you guys, here we are the next day. I am here at FedEx, my favorite shipment center, to drop off docs from my signing last night. And I told you guys I like to, if at all possible, got my FedEx pack, if at all possible, I like to drop docs the same day. But the second signing I had last night required scan back. So that means that I had to go home and scan all the documents over to the escrow officer before shipping. So that means shipping happens the next day, depending. I mean, that signing I had last night was late. It was like 8 o'clock. So I didn't get home till like 9 something, scanning documents after I relax for a little bit. And now today I'm at FedEx to do my drop. So this concludes the day in a life of a signing appointment. I hope this video was useful. I hope you learned a lot. Make sure if you have questions, drop down in the comment section and ask away. Give me feedback and let me know what you want to see next. I really love that feedback. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, make sure you share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.